Alright, I'm back. I posted some crap on the forums, and don't worry about my setup. Don't worry about that. I just get shit done. Alright. We got the shit to do. I'm gonna try and give you guys the best idea of what is going on, what I've done, and yeah, basically just that. I got a few replies and just a bunch of random views, no comments. No big deal. Alright. I got my old solenoid right here. Still good, honestly. It still works. I just thought maybe a new one would riddle out the problem. Where's the rubber boot for it? I don't know. Somewhere around here. Here it is. Boom. Rubber boot. It says rebuilt up. That's how I know this shit was rebuilt. Alright. We got Ricky said to test it with the remote starter. I have one. We're gonna do it. I'm gonna do it a few different ways. I've tried a few different ones. None of them really work. When I would press the button, it would just stop the system. But we're gonna just do it to where I hook it straight to the positive terminal, hook it straight to the negative, using my little contraption of 2 wires. You'll see. It's gonna be in like a little while. And then we got pull and show starter. I want to pull it out. I want to show, everything. I'm even just gonna pull it apart and clean it out again, because I bet there's something up with it. Maybe it's got some internal corrosion now sitting out over the winter. It wasn't outside. It was in my garage over the winter when I was rebuilding the engine. Then we got show the wiring and things redone. So I don't really need to show everything. Just know that on the ignition switch, all that wiring is perfectly fine. There's no mouse damage, no nothing. Insulation looks great, and I don't think the quality of the copper is degraded whatsoever. And then, yeah, I'll just show the wires that I redid. I have this old lime green one that I pulled. Look at that shit. This is what was one of the wires, and this is why I considered replacing it, because it is all burnt up. Gross. How nice is that? Okay. Here we have the wiring diagram. We're gonna be looking at this the whole time. I have one little predicament, and you'll see in a little while. The red wire that comes up, that goes into the main wiring harness behind the firewall and goes into the voltage regulator. It goes from 4 wires to 1. There's about I'll try and make a little drawing of it. So you got the voltage regulator wire coming down. You got the firewall. A little circle with the wires coming out. The voltage regulator. What does it do? Okay, solenoid with the top post and the middle post and the bottom post. These posts don't matter right now because that's not part of the diagram. Get the wire that comes up and it leaches on. And there's another 4 wires. And they go into this big blob of solder into this one, to the voltage regulator. No clue if it's OEM. I'll show what it looks like. But in here, this is what it looks like. Goes in. It looks like there's a few that intersect right here. The eye, something red, because it goes all the way up to the voltage regulator right here. The red. All the way down. Weird. Alright. Pause this, and then I'm gonna go show the wiring. Okay. It's probably gonna rain since we're in Minnesota and it's springtime. Whatever. That's what we're gonna be using. This is what I was talking about, the little contraption. This wire will go on the top post. This wire will go where the brown wire goes. Just so that I can fit the positive cable or the negative cable on right here. So we'll just work both the solenoid and the starter at the same time. Alright. We got our thingies, tools, and our crappy little starter switch from Harbor Freight. Okay. We're gonna reach under there and get it all. First, we're gonna pull off all the wires just to use it itself so that we don't have to work the key. We can just work the button. Hopefully to bypass it. We're not gonna bother about any other junk. Just the positive terminal, so this one, and down there, because negative is just negative. So, okay. I was told to do it this way since it's a positive system, that the ground goes to the positive, and the battery positive or negative goes to the negative. Maybe I have it wrong. Let me know. Still kind of confused by it. Whatever. Here's a good look at the wiring. The electrical tape is from me. Actually, it's from the missus. She was helping me a few days ago. We were redoing the wires. Okay. I'm gonna pull the wires and we're gonna hook up the solenoid. Well, the starter switch on the solenoid. Alright. So, got the wires pulled. Here's the brand new battery cable. This is one of the wires that goes on the top of the solenoid. Then we have the second wire that goes on the top of the solenoid. Have it zip tied like it was before. Here's the green wire, which used to be that lime green wire. It's a bit thinner, but should work the same. And if it fails, I'll just get a thicker gauge. I'm not sure what's rated for. Here's the ignition wire from the ignition switch. Nice and clean, new connection. I did not change this wire. I changed this wire up to about there, where you can see the shrink wrap. I soldered it, don't worry. And new connection. So this is what I mean by it turns into this fat old glob of about 3 to 4 wires. Looks like 4, could be 3. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Plus this one, 5. 4 here, 5. Goes into the voltage regulator. All the way over. Right here. Into the voltage regulator on this side. Connected to where the condenser capacitor, or whatever frickin' thingy that thing is. Alright. The green wire goes up into here. Right next to that pink one. Pink one has nothing to do with it. And there's one other wire down there that I will try to quickly show. It's this wire. Weird, right? There's 3 wires. It has a little thing on it. I'm not sure what that is. It's also connected to the lime green wire and this other red wire. And this goes all the way over here to where that heck work of the second thingy-majiggy for the compensator motor is. And that bigger red wire, I'm not sure where it traveled to. Looks like it goes all the way to the compensator. It's for the compensator. This is the wire connected to both. south of the top post and the right post. Not the bottom or left. Bottom one doesn't matter. Right, well, left, right, left, right. Travels down. Looks like I stopped the video. Oops. There we go. This is what the solenoid looks like. Left, right. Top post, right post. No bottom, no left. Comes down. Big wire. There's the random compensator wire that was all hacked up. There's a slightly better view of it. Not sure what that noise was, but I'm not worried about it. See if we can get this thing hooked up. Boom. Let's get a better grip on that thing. Then let's cover it up to prevent any shockages on that thing. This only leaks a little bit. I just rebuilt it. Looks like it's leaking from that bolt. Maybe I'll put a copper washer there. Rebuilt it off PGH's video. Oh, kind of a sketchy thing I did here. To get it around the terminal, I just did this. Don't worry about it. Not a big deal. Okay, where's the thing? Where? Not showing power. Nothing. Interesting. Now, yeah, look at that. Nothing. What if? Hook it up to that. Let's pull this off. Okay. I'll come back if I find something. Okay, nothing really happened. We're gonna try to put the negative wire onto the starter itself, hook the positive battery wire up to here on one of these terminals, see if that does anything. Maybe just hook up both of these, and I don't know. I don't think it's gonna do anything because I already tried it before and it didn't do anything but just heat up the wires and almost destroy the solenoid. Yeah, so that does not work. Sort of confirmed, unless I'm doing it wrong. I only have a 2-wire starter, remote starter switch. Alright, next thing, move on to pulling the starter. Okay, we just got it pulled. Slightly better view. Alright, there was like a plate of something around here. I'll show what it looks like. I don't remember what it did, but I remember one of these wires was hooked up here somewhere on the bell housing. I don't have a picture of what it looked like in the past, but there we go. That's what the service looks like. There's a flywheel. Maybe I'm goofing and doing something wrong. I don't know. There's nothing up in there. Teeth are just fine. Didn't move an inch. Yep. Looks like a bit of coolant might be leaking from somewhere or something. I don't know. I don't care. I don't think so. It's like one drip. Alright, but here we go. That's what it looks like. As it seems, I have the little sidebar, but coolant filled it all the way up, and it looks like it went somewhat into the system. It might be slowly leaking out. No leaks on this side, from what I can feel. But when I reach over here, finger gets wet. It's like the tiniest leak ever. I might just need to tighten it just a tiny bit, because I did not torque it. I just put it to what felt right. It looks like there might be a tiny leak over here as well. But I torqued all those to proper spec, just not these two. So I'm pretty sure there might be some coolant already in the water pump. Yeah, water pump itself isn't leaking. I can touch the bottom of it. Oh, yeah. It's just wet down there because of that thing. You can tell, look at that. It's not sealed all the way. It's alright. We'll fix it. That's where the thermostat goes. Okay, here we got the solenoid and the starter. Pull this thing off. This little wire. Okay. So this was the original. But all over this engine was a bunch of these rebuilt up stickers. So a bunch of crap on this thing was rebuilt probably when it got its paint job. Probably wasn't an accident. Who knows? I mean, judging by the sketchy bodywork, you know, bunch of rebuilt stuff, rebuilt engine, all those fancy things. Okay, do a little walk around. And we'll do a little bench test before we pull it apart because just to make sure. Okay, here we have nice little, looks like the contacts, you know, obviously are a little dirty, but they'll conduit maybe. I assume that is supposed to be there. Not quite sure. Oops. Thank God this thing's cast iron. We got the back all nice and clean. We got the number 12-volt Delco Remy. Okay, we're gonna test it with the battery. And I'll show you in a minute. Okay, so here we have the setup of what I consider bench testing. The battery with the jumper cables. We got the jumper cable. We have the positive jumper cable hooked up to where the remote starter was hooked up to. The right terminal and the top terminal. Not this one, not that one. Because they don't make a difference. Those aren't the starter ones. At least I think so. Okay. And when I tap it to it, it's going to engage and it's going to spin. Weirdly enough, it doesn't do that on the car. Works just fine. This actually spins really, really fast. Don't want to get it too hot, but that's how I know it's good. So we're going to pull it apart just to clean it, go through it, be thorough. But this is how it's looking. So I went over the overview of what the questions were. You got an idea. I'm still going to go through it. I'm still going to take it apart. I'm going to put it back together. I'm not going to take apart the solenoid. I'm not going to do that because I know it works and I don't want to mess with it. The one thing I was thinking of last night was this here. It has to stick out this far, and it wasn't doing that when it was on the car. It wasn't sticking out this far. It never was. It stuck out about that far. And I mean, when it sticks out like that far, it still works. When it sticks out that far, it works even better, right? Has that full range of motion. Getting a little smelly. So I don't know if this part needs to be moved more forward, more backward. No idea. I know it probably doesn't make a huge difference, but it's really weird. Maybe the ground isn't good. Maybe, I don't know. The engine mounts, obviously, they don't ground the engine because it's rubber. Good though. I have no idea. I don't think so. They're brand new engine mounts that I got from Cantor off eBay. They're black. They're not. There's no bare metal if it were to ground it to the frame. There's no grounding straps. I made sure there was a good ground yesterday on the negative side, or whatever, the positive negative side. I took sandpaper and I scratched up the engine block where the oil filter housing is, and I made sure that it was full bare metal connected all the way through into the engine block. So maybe this surface ain't working, I don't know. I just have a feeling that this is the system that's not working properly. Maybe I have it wrong. No idea, honestly. So I'm gonna take it apart, film it, and we're gonna post this video. Hopefully it gives you guys a good idea of what I'm working with and how confusing this shit is. PGH Ultramatic tried to help me out to the best of his abilities. Really appreciate it, honestly. We're also going to go through the, or at least I'm going to go through the manual and do all the testing that this thing needs, like continuity, all that shit that they say in the manual, just to make sure. So I'm going to do it up to the code of the manual. If it's not up to the code of the manual, then we'll cross that bridge when we get there. All right. Okay. I looked through the manual and I don't really have anything to test this thing. Like, honestly, the only thing I can really go off of is the load and all that stuff. I don't really know how to measure that without like two people present. Wanted to turn the key and stuff, because I'm not that intellectually smart with digital multimeters. All right, I'm gonna leave this solenoid on here, like on the body. I'm just gonna pull this, pull that, and we'll see it come apart. Hopefully some things go right, and we'll check around. It says not to use grease dissolving solvents like I have before, because they can damage something up in here. So maybe that did it, I don't know, but we're not gonna use any on this in here, because I don't want to hurt it. I only used isopropyl alcohol just to clean it off, clean the connections. All right, we're gonna pull this thing apart and re-grease back and front wear. Okay, I cracked it open. We're gonna continue to move this part out, but looking good so far in there. You know, cleaned this out a while ago. That grease shouldn't interfere with it. I just put grease in there to help prevent wear. I mean, this thing is used maybe for like a quarter of a second when you know, start your car. From the videos I've seen, I don't know, I beat the crap out of this thing a while ago. Not to worry. All right, I'll pull it apart some more. Okay, got it off. Here's what our metal slug looks like in our nice hole. We know it works. Set it off to the side. It smells great. Sarcastic and not sarcastic about that. We're just gonna use paper towels, but looks like there was some oxidation in here. The brushes look fine to me. They still got a lot of life left in them. And it looks like these are fine. Right, I might hit it with some Scotch-Brite and see if I can find a way to fit this boot on there. I don't know how I did it with that one, but we'll figure it out. Yeah, a little messed up. Not really gonna do anything, but we'll figure it out. It's got, you know, some life left. Still squishes, not really. It'll just prevent any more corrosion in there. And I'll clean those off with a Scotch-Brite pad. Just make it nice and clean. Yeah, all the connections are still fine. We're gonna pull that wire off and we're just gonna clean that connection. Yeah, everything looks good. Brushes are nice and clean. I'm not gonna pull apart the solenoid at all, because I'm not gonna bother. I know how to pull them apart and I know what they look like inside. And we know that one is good. We know it's good. All right. Time to pull it apart some more. Clean it out. I'm gonna clean it really well, clean the connections, make it look pretty. And I gotta get going to school soon, so yeah, I'm gonna paste all these videos together and post it and wait for some dudes to call me out on my retardation. All right. I cleaned off the slug, cleaned these with some of my, we just wiped them down. This is all still good and greased. We're just gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna put a tiny bit of grease up in there, tiny bit of grease on here, so it doesn't get on here. And I'm wearing gloves because I don't wanna mess it up. Slap that baby on there. Find a way to get this boot on, one way or another. All right, then, yeah, we're just gonna put it together. Wiped everything off. We're gonna clean up this section with a wire brush and Scotch-Brite pad before I decide to slap it back on. But I'm not gonna put it back on until I get any response about like, oh, you missed this, you missed that. I really don't mind pulling crap off for the 40 gillionth time. I don't mind it, you know, make mistakes. You know, young, whatever. So we're gonna put it back together. And I'll get back. This part of the step, got the rubber boot on. Hopefully it fits right. We're gonna leave this part loose to adjust it. I don't know if I ordered one of those off Max Merit or something. If they have it, probably not. I think I checked a while ago. I just glue it or something. It'll do just fine to protect it. I'm not worried about it. If it protected the other one and it's still in good shape, then it'll be okay. Yeah, this thing's weird, isn't it? It's the old one. It's not even branded Delco Remy. Or it might be and it just wore away. Kinda. Yeah, that thing is just beat up. Ha! Alright. Okay, rebuilt. Got some decent grease up in there. Connections are clean. Rubber boots on. Extra protection, I guess. Because Ross didn't give me one. Maybe he was just using it. I don't care. I mean, it's what, 70 years old? So, whatever. We're gonna clean this end and that end. I'm gonna put some isopropyl alcohol over it. Just so that, I mean, there's probably gonna be flash rust again later and I'll have to do it again, but it's not a big deal. We're gonna quickly test it, see if anything changed, and then we're gonna clean it off, and yeah, I'll wait for what you guys have to say. I adjusted this to where it was at the close. I pushed it into itself, so it keeps this farther out instead of more in. Maybe that'll make a difference. I am not quite sure, because my thought process before was it has to sit more in. That's probably why I wasn't even pulling it that much out, because it's sitting at about an inch out from the end. Okay, we're gonna test it real quick.